And as you guys can see right here, I have Rolex 24 coverage. Unfortunately, I have the audio off because I get charged with copyright, unfortunately, because it's a copyright broadcast, since IMSA is technically NASCAR. So, and you know how the famous this audio cannot be redone or recreated in any way, shape, or form without the written consent or the written consent of NASCAR, and without proper consent and all that other stuff. So we're now in hour 8. We're almost up to hour 8 of the Rolex, and this is actually the longest my PS5 has been on. My PS4 has been on. It's kind of warm to the touch for me. My PS4, my PS5 has been on, not my PS5, I don't have a PS5, my brother does. My PS4 has been on since 12:30. It is currently, if I'm not mistaken, oh yeah, sorry, I shut my iPhone off because so I was cleaning it. So I think it's around 9:30ish. 9:30ish, about thereabouts. No, it is not 4:49. It's about 9:24. Yeah, so it's about 9:24. So my PS4 has been on since 12:30. I played a little GTA. I've been trying not to play stuff because I knew I'd be streaming the Rolex on Peacock. For those of you who watch the Rolex 24, you guys have a subscription, premium. You guys can watch it on Peacock. If you guys don't want to watch it on USA, I can watch all 24 hours on Peacock, which is hilarious. And I'm going to do the same for I'm going to do the same for I'm going to do the same for Sebring, and I'm going to do the same for the Indy 500, which is also on Peacock. So yeah, but I plan to watch the Indy 500 live though on TV, and qualifying on TV. So they're showing Carl Robinson's party bus. So there's about 16 hours and 32 minutes left to run. I plan to go to bed probably around, I don't know, 11. I'll keep this on in the background, obviously, with it off, and then I'll check my PS4 once in a while so it's not completely on fire. Fans here. I have it open so it's able to breathe a little bit, so it's got some air into it, so it doesn't completely do it. So currently it's Pippo Durrani in the lead, Kevin Estra second, Philippe Albuquerque in third, Newgarden in his GTB debut is in fourth. Fifth is Bourdais in GTD Pro, because I'm not interested in LP2 because I think it's a crap class. Shane Van der Linde for BMW is out front. Tommy Milner and Tony Garcia are both in second and third for Corvette. Bertolotti is in fourth, and number 19 for Lamborghini. And the Mustangs, like I figured as much, are in the top five. And everybody, and Mike Rockefeller said earlier this week, we have no chance of doing this. And here they are in the top five. So that's your, And regular GTD I don't care for. So I just care about the top pro classes. I think Mercedes and Lexus, the 12 and the number 57 Lexus, or number 57 Mercedes and the 12 Lexus, are both in battle at the front. I think the GTD Pro Lexus was in contention early, but got taken out and its radiator busted, so it's out of the win. But I think that they're terminally going to lose the car. I think they fixed it, but I think they're still running laps, but I don't think they're going to win it. I think they might just get points. I might be wrong on that. So this is a gear change show, everybody. If you guys didn't notice, this is Gear Change Show Rolex 24 edition. So for those of you guys who didn't know, I am a big fan of sports cars. So so the racing has been pretty good. Like in the first hour, in the first 4 hours, there must have been so many crashes. Like in the first hour, like first half an hour, there was like 4 crashes. There's like 4 different crashes simultaneously. And one of them involved this Ligier number 33 that's, I believe, is out of the race now, but it was this Ligier LMP2, which was spun off, got hit to the International Bus Shoe and stuff, horseshoe, the Le Mans chicane. You guys watch my video. You guys watch my video for the lap on my YouTube channel. Go to it now. You guys can get a lap of that racetrack and see what it's all about. I do a slow lap in a Honda Fit, and then eventually I do a huge lap in a Lamborghini GT car, and I actually set a lap time that's very close to what they had last year in last year's race. Obviously, they went faster in qualifying this year than they did last year. Corvette's doing well. Cadillacs are very strong, although the Porsches seem like they're very strong too. BMW looks like they can lead as well. They got good pace. I think it's too early to say who's going to do it. I think in the midnight hours, the early morning hours is when they'll determine, and I may give you guys an update for to go to bed at like 11:30 or something like that, and I'll post it. Let you guys know what's going on with the cars, and I'll try to check back maybe in the morning, because no, not too early in the morning. I don't think I'm crazy for giving you guys an update at like 2:30 in the morning, because I can't go live, unfortunately. So yeah. Just wanted to give you guys another update on something, but it's very significant. But told you guys I would do it once in a while. Even though this is a Rolex edition, I has a little bit of a tidbit, but so in my Let's Go Pikachu game, I have 80 out of 116 guys. So just thought I'd give you guys a little update. So I'm halfway through the main game with 4 badges, and I have passed halfway, and I'm past halfway on the Pokedex. So I know I have 80 versus there's 150 you have to collect. There's 150 you have to collect. I'm going to have to get Mew at some point through other means, but so 150 divided by 2, yeah, 75. So I'm past 151 divided by 2. Yeah, so I'm about halfway through. So I'm about halfway through the Pokedex routine, and I've seen 116, 100. I've seen 116. Yeah, so I'm about. So that means I'm almost 30. So that means I'm almost about 36 away from filling it, from 36 away from seeing all of them, from 36 away, which is actually the most I've actually gotten a run so far. So, and I'm only halfway through. I'm already halfway. I can't really see too many more guys, so most of the guys are fossils beyond that, and I will try to get the fossils as I'm able to get them. So as I'm able to get them, little Rolex Pokemon update here. So. So yeah, I thought I'd entertain you since this is a Rolex 24 weekend. I thought I'd entertain you guys a little bit with some facts about the Rolex 24. And so 5 facts about the Rolex 24 you guys didn't know. So I'm going to give you guys an update. I'm going to give you an update about Pokemon. I'm also going to give you 5 updates on, well, not 5 updates, but 5 fun facts about the Rolex 24. So it was actually not called the Rolex 24 or the Daytona 24 till 1966. So in the 1960s, it was known as the Daytona Daytona Continental 3-hour race. Dane Gurney actually won one race. In fact, I think he famously won race in the mid '60s. Actually, tried to push his Lotus across the finish line. Unfortunately, wasn't under its own power, so I think he got disqualified. So, yeah, so that's a fun fact. Dan Gurney actually pushed. There's a second fun fact. Dan Gurney actually was the only driver to have pushed his car, and he actually ended up getting in and he turned the wheel and he let the he pushed it a little bit. Then he went gravity. Then he slid it down the banking, and he let gravity do it. Unfortunately, as you guys can tell, it wasn't under its own power. It wasn't under its own power, so he unfortunately was disqualified. I think somebody behind him won in the early '60s, and it wasn't called. And judging from the first fact, the first time it was called the 24 was actually 1966. It was won by Ken Miles, in the first ever 24-hour race was won by a Ford, who was competing in this year almost what's 24? So almost 50. So almost 58 years since the GT40 and the Ford brand actually won the event. They won it with the Mark II GT40 with the 427. They would lose it the next year to Ferrari. Although Ford would take them back at Le Mans with again AJ Foyt and Gurney, but that's just a simple fact. The another fun fact is one of the cars actually did a qualifying lap with a nitrous bottle. To those of you who don't know, the Winningham brothers actually had a K3 963 that had 850 horsepower. They turned the boost up, and then they hit the nitrous, gave them 1,000 horsepower, and actually did a scorching lap, blew up the engine, of course. And another fun fact, 5. What's the weirdest car? What's the craziest car that ran in the Rolex 24 or the 24 Hours of Daytona? A Volkswagen beach buggy with a 1600 I believe it was a 1600 super Volkswagen engine that probably topped out about 110 miles an hour on the bagging. Unfortunately, it had to retire because it hit one of the Porsches in practice, and I think it was the Salzburg car that it hit. And the guy was a Porsche dealer, and just to make sure he didn't get in trouble with Porsche, he actually withdrew the Myers-Manx dune buggy with the Volkswagen engine out of the race, and it never started. So that's your 5 facts, and 5 facts for you for the Rolex 24. And I just wanted to, now I'm just going to outline what I'm going to do. So I'm actually going to do an update at 11:30 before I go to bed, and then I'm going to try to do an update later in the morning on Sunday, probably around 6:30, 7:30 in the morning, and then I'll tell you guys the finish in a vlog, and we'll go on with the rest of the day. So it's going to be an interesting 16 hours. So 16 hours plus in this race. So, and I'll tell you if my PS4 fails or not to do the 24. So fails to do the 24. So I will let you guys in on that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll give it a break, and maybe I'll listen to Lamar radio for a little bit instead. And who knows, I might keep it up for 24 hours and see if it doesn't burn out. If I notice something orange over there, I'll know that the PS4 is burning. So I'll obviously have to switch coverage at 6 a.m. on Peacock, and 6 a.m. on Peacock, so I'll have to update you guys on that one. So it's gonna be going for a while. It's gonna be, the coverage for the Rolex is gonna be going on till 6 p.m. It started at 6 earlier today, so 6 p.m. earlier. So it was like 6.5 hours after the start. So it ended at 7. So it's going to be going till 6 o'clock in the morning, and then I'll have to switch over to the next part. And then I think it will be, and I think it's another 4 hours for that, and I think it's another 4 hours for that, and I think it's like 10 to the finish. So 10 to the finish, so it'll be part 4. I'll have to switch that over when it comes through. So I'll have to thank God for Peacock for letting us know how long the stints go for these damn things. And as I said, I can't show audio because unfortunately they own the broadcast, and I get in very big trouble. I got in trouble for posting the Rolex 24, not the Rolex 24, but the Nürburgring 24 finish for the for everything. And I'm not going to do rocking the arm thing for Joseph Newgarden winning. Maybe I'll do that if Newgarden wins for Penske, maybe. I don't know. So you guys look at me, I say, if you guys watch the IndyCar video, I swing my hand around like this, like I'm cheering on Penske, the captain, so to win the Indy 500, which he actually did last year. So I don't know if he's going to win it in May this year, but we'll see. But yeah, I just thought I'd give you guys an update. We'll short little gear change show. It's usually 20 minutes. I'll pick up this with a small update at about, I'm going to say 11:30, 11:20, 11:30, and 11:20, 11:30. So I started this at like 9:20, so I'll pick it up at 11:20. It'll be a 5-minute thing. I'll show you guys the positions with the audio off, and take you guys the positions with the audio off, and I hope you guys enjoy this coverage. But I will see you guys later, and Mike Kamal here for the 501st episode. I will see you guys for the next update in a couple hours. Don't go away.